You know, it's as I'm sitting here that I realize how extra I try to do things when I'm working on video games myself. But as we see, Herald Ill-Fated, let's see if anything happens today, because I am looking over at a thing and hoping that things work out for the best. The last 2 days were not great, let's just say. Herald Ill-Fated, but so basically pull these characters directly from their sources, in this case the workshop. If anything breaks, well, we'll find out. But as we get into this Herald Ill-Fated random item stats custom character run with 6 strength, 3 dexterity, 4 perception, we get quick shopper, hot bath, 6 knowledge, 3 charisma. I don't know how much luck I headed. I didn't even do a lot of homework, but hey, deft handling, by the way. We're gonna take unrelenting instead. I can't unless there is an event or something that I know I'm gonna get a fast firearm in. There's not really a point to taking deft handling, in my opinion at least. Strength, dexterity, Takshisan, light, knowledge, and maybe a second encounter check? But yeah, what I really wanted to go over was more game dev stuff. I mean, it's the primary thing I'm doing at the moment. I should have actually went to the hardware store, but we can use the armor knife as well. If we get the meat cleaver, joy, I guess. But let's see what actually happens. And to a lesser extent, we also get a free level up, which, if nothing else, gives us accuracy, nails, festival, sailors, shuttle, taxi. A lot of taxi stuff, but nail, shuttle, taxi. That seems to be the order I'm planning to go in. Yeah, nail, shuttle, taxi. So, yeah, as we get on here, particularly another part of the game dev I'm kind of looking at is, I already mentioned that I had to swerve. I planned for a certain, well, I did plan for my game to be a certain duration long, in terms of the player playing. So no more than about 2 to 3 hours. 1 hour is a bit much. That's a bit too short for me. And normally I go by that guideline, not because I want to make money, but literally let's just say the Steam refund system is about, I think it's 2 hours or less than 2 weeks that you've owned the game, even if you haven't played it. So this is kind of what I have in mind when I am developing my own games. Now, that's not always going to be the case. In terms of, hey, you're going to be looking through character scenes and story for about 1 to 2 hours. A lot of it is normally gameplay things. Also, I don't know why I did that. We don't need spells, but I really shouldn't have failed if I could help it. And I never got a weapon, by the way, so let's get one. Meat cleaver. Oh, 3 damage meat cleaver. We'll take Kyoko first. We'll hope for a, actually, I just realized, nope, we're going for a kick run. Yeah, we're going for a kick run. Kyoko is all damage, as opposed to Ryoko, which is only weapon damage. Otherwise, I guess I'm going to find out right now, just to retain knowledge. Among other things that I've forgotten and trying to retain in terms of knowledge that I know for World of Horror. But, let's chat and fail, because that's reason. And let's grab a vending machine brick. If this does 4 damage, cool, it does 2, so never mind. Thankfully, throw damage is never refunded, and actually cigarettes are quite low cost this run. Although we do have 42% Doom right now, so shrug. That's not so great, but we'll deal with it. And I should be able to kick my way out of a most encounter. Yeah, 80%, or 44 damage at 90% each is pretty cool, all things considered. Although we are still taking a bunch of damage. Could I have handcuffed here? I could have, but let's just kick our way to victory. If we take 3 stamina damage, so be it, but we won the coin flip there, so it's fine. But yeah, I'm just conscious of at least having a player spend at least a few hours on my game, and if that I've gotten that much, then I'm happy. But with commercial projects, things are a little bit different, because then you're asking for the player's time. You're asking for the player's time. So, and yeah, you normally don't want to be wasted, whether it's because you are making a commercial project, or you actually want a player to enjoy some aspect of your game, whether it's the aesthetics that you've worked on because maybe you're an artist making a game, or maybe it's the music because you're a musician or a musical artist, whatever you want to call it, a sound engineer making a game. Either way, you want your player to enjoy it somewhere. But you could be in it for the money, but still, making money properly means that you need to understand how to not get your product refunded, on top of having a player purchase a game. But hey, also we fail everything, so we just take a bunch of Doom here otherwise. So yeah, it would be great to pick up a firearm weapon. I wonder unless it's just for immersion. It could just be for immersion. But if there is a specific gameplay element where you're expecting... I'm rubbing my arm because my arm is full of pain. But yeah, if there's a gameplay aspect in which you expect a firearm, I wonder where that firearm was supposed to be at. Because the only... I don't think there is a reliable... No, you can't get any of the smaller or the faster firearms through a shop, I believe. And, yeah, the rifle and whatever else is pretty bad, all things considered. So you're not... Maybe you can squeak by with that, but it's still not great. Because if nothing else, you're doing like 4 damage at about 100 time units. And usually you're not going to have enough of a stat to push the rifle. If you're looking for reasons why, no, you don't see anyone using the hunting rifle or even the sports rifle to a certain extent, because you mainly just want to fire with that weapon, it's because they're too slow. They're normally above like 110, 120 time units, or anything that has over at least 100 time units or above is usually not suited to be a proper weapon. Now that being said, I just noticed that I have a wooden bat, but this is... actually, it is more reliable, at least in this encounter. Now, we're taking all damage during it, but we can deal with this for the moment. And then we can go for a... Yeah, we can go for a 2-turn here. 72.8%. I always think it's like 73.2%. 90% 3 times. The chance of hitting 3 attacks at 90%. And for those who don't know how to do that, you multiply 90% 3 times. Or you 0.9 to the power of 3. Either one will work, but... as we continue onward here, I definitely want to pop the cigarettes before the end of this mystery. That being said, I probably want to rest as well. I was thinking about using the monument, now I just realized we don't have a lot of doom either. Although I really should just rest if need be. Well, and then yeah, this is the downside. And we don't actually get as much damage, but it depends on our accuracy. So I guess I would rather do this. Now we need to hit 4 out of 5... We need to hit 5 out of these 6 kicks, which isn't the worst thing to gamble on, so that's why I did it. But otherwise, I would like to take a pack of cigarettes, unless I skipped that event and I didn't notice, because we're going to fail every single stat check here. So this is not going to be good for me. So, we do the same thing here. I could brace... actually, I should brace. What am I talking about here? So, yeah, we just brace kick. We brace kick 3 times, and then we do our desperate struggle. Because our desperate struggle is worth 12 damage if we do 2 guaranteed kicks, which is what we can do. Which, as you've noticed, yeah, we can only get it down to... we can only get the enemy down to 14 HP unless I throw the wooden bat, which I could have, decided not to. I think there's... I'm gambling that there's a better encounter to use it on, if not just the end of this mystery. Now, that being said, this level up, we're actually going to heal stamina. Yeah, we're actually going to heal stamina here, because I know at least there's a few, but we're actually going to rest once here as well. We do have hot baths, so we get a bit more out of that, but my doom is rising steadily up into the roof, so... We'll equip this map, we'll take these cigarettes, and then as soon as we get into this, hopefully we don't find anything else. I think I'm on lockout anyway, but we need to do nothing so we can take less damage. And into the forest we go. We could fight an enemy here too, but I'm making it a conscious point not to pop the cigarettes too early, but it doesn't matter anymore. So... I think, you know what, because I'm going to fail every single one of these, we're just going to run to the trees. We take damage for it, but it's not as bad as it would be actually going through the driving part of this mystery. So, we only take stamina damage here, and we can fit 4 kicks. So, we're just going to kick everyone here. And if our luck is really, really bad, well, I mean, either way, we need a desperate struggle. There was a good chance we had to desperate struggle anyway, but... Yeah, I really had to focus, wanted to talk about game dev, but I need to make sure I don't end the video too quickly by losing the run as well. Although our doom is at 72%, and that's not great either. And then time skip, so, yeah, there's a chance we die here. So, we do have Kyoko, and we can let go of Kyoko to lower our doom by 5, but we still have 72% doom, which is not great. We do have Festival into Sailors, though. So, Festival should be less doom overall. We're going to heal stamina once here, but right after that... we'll just move on with life. So the good news is we'll have enough. We'll have enough thingamajiggies. I just flabbergasted myself because I took an ally for funds. But now that we don't run into out of funds, yeah, we're still gonna fail everything. Ill-fated. Yeah, if nothing else, to reflect on what I could have done. Again, all those shop visits weren't great, and keep in mind the illegal den does cost less Doom to go into than the other, most other shops, unless you count the vending. If you count the vending machines, fine, but you get what I mean. Usually, places where you're gonna get weapons like the hardware store, the occult shop, those are gonna cost more Doom to go into, and therefore, even re-rolling, because in the occult shop there are only 2 weapons, and in the hardware store you're usually looking for a specific weapon, so shrug. We need to hit 3 out of 4 of these, 85%, 15%. Don't hope to not get 15%, but otherwise, we get holes here, rip stamina, but we don't have much Doom to spend either, and I forgot my second encounter, so off we go. Basically, all you need to know is that if you have any specific questions for game dev or anything else, really, let me know. Otherwise, as I shouldn't have taken Doom there, I should have taken a reason. I know that, actually know that event, but I decided just to take the Doom anyway. I usually, for some reason, muscle memory over Doom. This time I should have taken the left one was the reason. But yeah, all you need to know is that I'm doing my best to continue on game development. The last 2 days I had to erase a lot of progress because I realized something was not feasible. Specifically, let's just say the character interactions were not up to standard. I don't actually want to take this, but either way, we're taking a bunch of damage anyway. So I think we would rather brace into... Oh, we can't do 2 priest attacks. We do have to run. Oh, rip my Doom. Well, we're just going for a high score here at this point. We're guaranteed to take at least 5 to 6% Doom, no matter what. Like, no matter what. So... unless we get a bunch of Doom decreases. Again, I mean, we might as well try, right? We actually need to toss the lump of flesh. Could toss the wooden bat, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to run to an enemy anyway. And right now would be the time where the game decides to give me the Burning Man encounter in the seaside, because we're going to be doing seaside investigations. But hey, we have to fight this feeling, by the way. We can't afford to spend any more Doom. We can visit the monument, but we're gonna let... Oh, never mind. I lied to myself. So hopefully the game doesn't just oof me here, because we need to just reason. And one more time, reason. And maybe we decrease Doom in the mansion. If we don't, sadness. So keep in mind, we do have Kyoko, but let's try not to rely on that. We do need to let go of Kyoko, but it has to happen at the last possible moment. Also, is this a max threat level mansion, by the way? I think it was. We have to let go of Kyoko now. And we still probably lose because... especially we have the... yeah, we have the 6th floor because of Herald. So... pain. But we'll just go for a high score. If you can get past this mystery, I mean, if I had a... place your bets. Do I make it out of this mystery? I say yes, but feel free to say no at this point. Especially as we run into a ghost here. So... we have to... oh, I don't want to toss this torch. We have to, though. But if we do, we die to the boss anyway. So, what we can do instead is send everyone at this and hope for the best. We really needed 5 to 6 damage there, but because that didn't happen, I guess we throw the torch as well. And I think we just die anyway. So, without further ado, can we throw the map, by the way? We can. I think it does 0 damage, question mark? We can go for a dodge. If we even... I was about to say, if we couldn't go for a dodge, I was going to be really sad. But... otherwise, as we flip this coin and the run nearly ends, we have to fight the boss because I threw the torch. Could have just dodged for the torch, but I mean, okay, so here's why you don't usually take boss encounters, especially as the last mystery on Harbinger of Doom difficulty, because you have to shoot through 30 plus HP and then take 4 all damage. So, I mean, we have no other recourse. We have to dodge kick, and we'll keep moving on. So, yeah, if you... never mind, there's nothing else to say.